Hey guys, I'm sitting here with Mr. Bones and I'm gonna make another video about this plate. I like to call it the EEK plate, but it's got Sgraffito elements and underglaze transfers and GR pottery form for it. So let's go. Well, I evidently filmed this the wrong way, but you can see it's just a GR pottery form. Here's my silhouette cameo to cut out a bunch of stuff, and now I am using the Speedball Royal Purple Underglaze on that stencil. I'm just making sure that I've rolled it in and so that the edges are not, so that the underglaze doesn't go into the edges. And I'm just doing a regular stencil technique to dab the purple onto the EEK. That's why I call it the EEK plate, because it says EEK. Now skip ahead a little bit. I finished up with the purple part, but I didn't want it to be just a flat purple, so I'm using a little bit of velvet underglaze and to just kind of give it some depth. Always make sure that you squeeze out your bottle to make sure that it's not clogged. But anyway, doing the same thing. I've got my black there, and I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a hit to make it not quite so flat. It gives it a little bit more depth, and that is what I'm doing at the moment. One of the cool things about using a silhouette cameo is that you can cut out things that you can use as stencils, but then you also have the inside of the stencil that you can use for other projects. I don't know what I'm going to use that for yet, but there they go. And here we go. Fingers crossed that it worked, and yay, it does. It did. It looked pretty good. I was really kind of excited about that. So it worked like it was supposed to. I guess you could say, eek, it worked. That was stupid. Sorry. Anyway, it did work. And so now we will let it dry a little bit. These are just sandbow underglaze transfers that I'm going through, trying to figure out which one I wanted to use. I got a lot of them. I know that people say that they have a shelf life, but so far I've found that I haven't had any problem with them, even though they're old. But here we go. I found one that I really, really like. And they're all in here, and that one in particular, I like the smaller, well, not that one, that one. I like the smaller graveyard scenes with the little fences and stuff because they're really cute. Okay, so I've sponged off my slab, and I'm positioning the underglaze transfer where I want it. I'm leaving that bottom part because I do want to put the border around it. So I'm just trying to make sure that it's lined up and it's as straight as I can make it. Do I measure anything? Well, no, but it's me. If you've watched anything I've done, I don't measure anything. Probably should, but I don't. So there you go. Just making sure that it's in the right place and that I'm putting it down, and here comes the sponge. And I found that don't use too much water because that underglaze will smear. So just kind of blot it along there a little bit. Blot, blot, blot. And I also found those little bitty tree branches and the fence posts and all of those little tiny things, they got a little, well, irritating. That rice paper is so thin, and it was just, okay, I've got to get all of this on there. And it's the more I tried to do it, the more I'd smear the ink or I would tear the paper, and it got really frustrating. But it worked in the end, and so I was kind of proud of myself for actually having that work. Now here's the first place I started to get in a little bit of trouble. See, I'm reaching for the rib. It's very, very difficult. Now remember guys, this is like the second time I've used these, so this is not a tutorial on how you're supposed to use underglaze transfers, because obviously I am not an expert at this. But I used that small Mud Tools rib to try and get as much as I could. I did find later on that a smaller tool worked better, but you see, you try it and then you lift up and you can see what's stuck, what's not stuck, and you just keep working with it until it sticks like you want it to. Now, I found out again that if you use too much water, that underglaze will smear and it makes a huge mess, but you can fix it, sort of, kind of. You can do the best you can with it anyway, but nah, with this big long transfer, I really was hoping to get a little bit better result from it, but you know, I'm still learning, so I'll keep using them because I really do enjoy them. They're a lot of fun, but man, they can be frustrating. So you can see as I lift it up, you see some of those little spaces, well, little white spots that are still where the underglaze transfer, or the underglaze did not transfer to the clay. And I don't know, you know, maybe that is because they were old. I'm not sure, but it was just a pain trying to get them to work. I still love them though. Yeah, you say I'm a little frustrated at that time, but I do. I still love them. I'll just keep working with them, and maybe that's something I'll get better at. I'm trying to think here. All right, what can I use on this underglaze transfer to make it work? So I wound up using a rubber tip tool that was a smaller tool to get it to do this. And you see the gaps in here, but you also see how small it is, and you see that it also kind of little specks and stuff are in the background there, and you see how it smeared a little bit there. But it all worked kind of out pretty well because it was what I'd used for, I mean, it was kind of like distressed, so it worked out pretty well. So this is me just going and using that GR pottery form to form the plate like I wanted it to be. Now, y'all, I need to get some better foam than that. I do realize that. It's horrible. But, you know, it's what you use what you have, right? So you just plunge that down, wobble it around a little bit, and you have a plate. Flip it over, take the foam away, and there you have the plate. Now I use a rib to kind of smooth that out a little bit in a second, but you have the general idea of a plate. Now, if you'll notice what's coming up here, do you see where it says flame red? That's not supposed to be flame red. That was supposed to be orange, mandarin orange. 3 coats of the right underglaze, but unfortunately I did not use the right underglaze. So I didn't use the right underglaze, so that meant I had to go and I had to scrape it all off. I had to fix that too. But I had to go scrape it all off and put the right underglaze on there. And then by that time, did I think to film anything when I did the sgraffito on the edges? Why, no. No, I did not. I do have another video that I can put out about I've got a cat plate that has some sgraffito work on it. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Here's what it looked like in the end. And again, thank you so much for watching.